right, guys, welcome to the Cedar Creek Live radio broadcast. We are here from our Cedar Creek, if I can English this morning, zoo land. If you will notice, it now looks like a bit of a winter wonderland. This is a small little snippet that you will see as the season does progress. We're going to be opening up the other half of it once I have it finished. So hopefully later today or tomorrow, we'll do a big little kickoff event for it too. So y'all can look forward to that. You'll have to pardon me a bit if I clear my throat too much. I do apologize. We are all fighting some kind of head cold in my house in real life, so everybody's voice is kind of coming and going. But up on at the front, not on stage, we didn't do a stage today. I've got my beautiful little puppers with me. I've got Jezebel and Roscoe. Roscoe is also one of our moderators, and Jezebel is our lead canine with the MCSO. Cody is sitting next to Roscoe with the Santa hat on. He is our general manager and responsible for the live broadcast tonight. So if anything goes wrong with it, we're going to blame him. Next to him, we have Art. Art is our lead dispatcher, as well as one of our event coordinators. Most of our live music events he's responsible for, and those funky little town hunts and get-togethers and stuff like that, he does a phenomenal job with too. On the other side of me, we have got KJ. She is sitting next to Jezebel in a cute little red sweater. She is one of our moderators and a student at Pinewood Public Schools. Next to her, we have Cade. He is our real estate manager. So any issues or problems that you have with your rentals, you can go to him about or submit a support ticket for, and he'll make sure that either himself or one of the real estate agents gets you taken care of. And then next to him, we've got Sassy. She's also one of our moderators here in Cedar Creek. So any OOC issues or IC issues that you have with role plays, you will take those to Sassy, KJ, or Roscoe. That being said, I need to turn down sounds because I'm getting drowned out by the Christmas music on my end. Any questions or anything that you guys have, please feel free to post them in local chat. We will make sure and get to them. And if you are in Discord with us, you can post them in Discord as well. If you don't feel like posting it publicly, you can IM myself, Cody, or KJ, and we will make sure that they get answered. Welcome, Winter. She's just coming in to land with us. Once you get loaded in, please go ahead and have a seat. There's not a whole lot to cover today. This was just kind of something we wanted to do because we haven't done a radio show in a while. Everybody's had a lot of real life going on. And with the holidays coming up, we wanted to give you a little bit of a sneak peek as to our winter village. Usually we do this in Angel Cove, but we kind of wanted to go a little big with it this year. So we're taking up the zoo lot to get that done. We will have our customary events with Santa. So all of you kids and adults, if you want, will be able to come and give Santa that one item that you want and hope you get. If you've been a god-awful citizen or resident, don't be surprised if you get coal, because we kind of stick to the ways of Santa Claus whenever it comes to the Christmas gifts from CC. So, Chaz, I hope you've behaved for the last little bit. Oh, see? Well, then you've behaved, so you're good to go. Chaz, you haven't been around much, so it's covered. Yeah, I mean, it is interesting, Avery. It's fun to do. We get to kind of play Santa for everybody in town whenever they show up to the Santa thing. If you don't show up to the Santa thing, but you're part of the orphanage, then we will take those requests too because Violet gets all of those Santa letters. But we know that some of us and those in town have a really good sense of humor. So if they're those pain in the butt kids or that resident that's always causing trouble or that criminal that's always getting caught, yeah, they know there's a chance they're going to get coal and something kind of wonky and off the wall. So it's something we all get to have a little fun with. We will have our regular snow sledding set up, as well as the snow fights set up throughout town. Ice skating will open up on the rivers and the lakes, just like it does every year. We are going to have something a little extra this year with the ice bumpers. So that'll be set up on the other side of this when it's all said and done. Um, we're going to do a little winter village whatnot around the Angel Cove area. So that should be interesting. And real estate is going to have a contest for house decorating and things like that too. So make sure you guys are on the lookout for that. Welcome, Allie. Make sure I keep Discord up for any questions. Yes, Christmas is coming. Later today too, you will see in Discord our server icon will change. So don't be surprised at that. We did a little Christmas logo for this year, so we're going to throw that in there. And then of course events is going to have their regular Christmas get-togethers and everything. So it's going to be a fun season. Some of you are used to a blizzard right off the bat at Christmas time. We're going to give a little break from that. I promise we will still do a weather-related event, but it's not going to be smack dab at the front of winter. We're going to space that out a bit this year so everybody can have a bit more fun with it instead of everybody having to be on for 2 particular days. So hopefully that helps to increase some of the weather RP and get you guys out and about a bit more and having some fun with it. Oh, yes. Give me 1 second. Let me answer Allie. Nope, if I can type. There we go. And don't forget, we will play this back. So for those of you who are having to go back and forth and wondering about that, or for those that don't have ears in world and they're just there with us, this will be closed captioned and put back out for everybody to see. We'll provide a link within the next a week or so. It usually takes a few days to get all the closed captions done. Mari says that if everyone can make their home a gingerbread house, that would be amazing. That might be a little difficult. I hear Furby and Art, and there's somebody else, Lacey. Lacey also are really not so great with ovens. Alexia is another one we don't really want getting near an oven. Things tend to catch on fire or burn down. So let's make sure they stay away from transforming their homes into gingerbread land. Mel says that she'd eat her house too, so that might not be a good idea. We're not looking for Hansel and Gretel. We're looking for Christmas decor. Cody or KJ, if you could help Allison out for me. Chaz says he misses Miss Hannigan. Miss Hannigan is a little under the weather right now. She also has a cold running rampant through her home. So she is taking today to try and recuperate a bit. Plus, she has real life work. So she's going to try and figure out how to get to feeling better while dealing with that as well. It is that time of year. It's a wonderful time of year for everybody to be sick. And for those of you who don't know, Miss Hannigan is Furby. Her and Chaz have a weird, funky relationship when it comes to torturing each other. Again, any questions or anything that you have, make sure you throw that at. Nothing is a silly question. Even if I tell you it's a silly question after you ask it, it's really not. Because if you're thinking it, chances are somebody else is thinking it too. And we will do our absolute best to answer everything. If it's not possible to answer it right then and there whenever you ask it, then we will make sure and get you an answer for it. Oh, Allison can hear now. Yay. Nobody's got nothing. Let's see what else. Nobody's been a terror lately, so I don't have anything to fuss about or have to put anybody in their place, except for Roscoe, because he's running around with a bell. So if you hear jingle bells coming up behind you, chances are it's this big, huge black dog. A fair warning on that. That's a Cade thing. So I am staying out of the decorating contest this year. Cody asked if we had any details to share about the contest. That's a Cade and art thing. They are going to be putting that together. Um, Kate has yet to tell me what the prizes are going to be, so there's that to figure out as well. Art says that it will be announced on Sunday, so you better get those decorations ready to go. Speaking of decorations, it's actually a good segue for that. Extra prims will not be allotted for the contest. You have to still work within the prim limit that you have. We understand that everybody wants to go up around the holiday season because everybody wants to put out all the extra decor, but you also have to remember you're not the only one living on that sim. So all those extra prims that are available, we have to do the best that we can to make sure that everybody can do a slight increase and it not all go to one person. If you are living on a sim that is already low on prims and you've asked for prims to be increased before and have been told that it's not possible because the sim is low on prims, there will also be no increase for the winter season. Because another thing that we do around town is we also put out snow so that way you guys can have fun with snow drifts. Everybody should be on the lookout for that black ice to be coming soon so you can have fun with those little spin outs and crashes. The kids and adults alike can go sledding. Snowmobiles should be out and about here within the next week or so. Um, Plenty of snowmen and snowballs and all kinds of stuff. So there, we do have to keep some prim set aside in order to give you that true seasonal winter feel as well. So be smart with your decor and your prim set. While it's fun to decorate houses for the holiday season, if you're going to rent a house simply to just decorate the outside, while we appreciate it and the lindens are more than welcome, we would really rather the rentals go to people who intend to live in Cedar Creek and enjoy Cedar Creek as a whole and not just someone who wants to enter a decorating contest. Carrot has asked, how do you open the voice chat or whatever in Discord? You join the channel. It sounds weird and simple, but that's all you have to do. Welcome, Hartley. He's hopped into our Discord. Once you get into our Discord server, all you have to do is join the OOC chat. It's in the voice channels folder that's underneath music. Once you click on that, you'll hop in and it's going to automatically mute you. That way you don't have to worry about talking, but you'll be able to hear everything. Speaking of Hartley, we will have a vehicle from both the MCSO as well as the CCFD set up at our winter village. They'll be decked out in Christmas themes or wreaths and lights and stuff like that. And there will be a panel for information for both departments. So make sure you guys stop by and check that out. I'm also going to put a mailbox with each of those. So any questions or ideas or whatnot that you have for the CCFD or for the MCSO, you'll be able to drop in there and I'll make sure that they get them. Allie says, since we did the prim thing, they're still having issues with their rental prims coming up, like showing how many are used. Allie, do you have a parceled rental or do you have an unparceled rental? I forgot there's such a lag between the two. So there'll be a few second delay. I'll have to remember to type out those responses too. Hello to whoever came in. Was Allie. Allie Angel has hopped in. Thank you, Cody. I appreciate that. I'll speak. Cody can type. Teamwork makes the dream work, right? Okay, so if you have an unparceled property, your prim counter will not work correctly. The prim counters only work for parceled homes. So when it comes to an unparceled property, you will need to either track those yourself by manually counting them. You can get a free prim counter on the marketplace and you can set that up so that it counts your prims and the people that you have within your home. Or you can get with a real estate agent and they can come by and help you with that. Nim has joined us. Welcome, Nim. For those of you in world, if you saw this little blonde just kind of plop down next to Art, that's Namora. She is one of our crime bosses as well as one of our moderators. Welcome, welcome. Carrot found her way into Discord. Yay. Got a full house this morning up on the front. It's nice. Real estate is used to getting those kinds of questions. Allison, we'll call you Allison. We'll call the other one Allie. So they know the quick ways to be able to help you get those prim counts straightened out. Uh, John, who's not here right now, he does have work to do this morning. He is our EM and also does the prim audits for CC. So after he's gotten those done, if you are over prim, then the real estate agents will send you a nice little note to let you know that you're over prim, and you'll have a certain amount of days to get that fixed. And after that, then you get another note that's a not so nice note that you'll have 48 hours to get it fixed. And if it's not fixed at the end of that 48 hours, then we come and return stuff for you to help you fix it. But usually, usually we can get it all figured out, so we don't have to be mean. Don't like when we have to be mean to our people. Who else came in? I might butcher this name, so I apologize. Asami or Asami, welcome. And who else popped in? And Winter has joined us as well. Having help fixing does work, just not usually in the way that they want it to. So it's not always the best option, but hey, keeps things rolling. So we do understand too that many areas, real life wise, are expecting to have somewhat of a crazy winter. So if you do have the worry, like the imminent worry, not the weather channel says that this is a possibility 2 weeks from now. I don't care what's going to happen 2 weeks from now until it starts to happen. But if anything does happen that real life disaster wise, blizzard wise, power outages, things like that, if it's an imminent threat or expectation, then please make sure that you get with a member of real estate or management, because the last thing we want you to have to worry about when you need to worry about keeping your family warm, fed, and secure during a winter storm is Second Life. So please reach out to us. We will do what we can to help when it comes to in-world stuff. And if a message needs to be forwarded to a department head or whatnot also, then we can do that as well. So that way we can alleviate the worry of a game, because you guys should not have to worry about this whenever you have real life concerns of that nature to deal with as well. So please keep that in mind. We already ragged on Chaz about the potential of coal, but he's been behaved for the better part of the last couple months, so he should be good to go. Then, well, that's it. Everybody's here. Yay! Minerva is eating a huge slice of pizza in Discord. Yay! I said Asami's name right. I didn't butcher it. Actually, Avery asked if anyone has ever wanted coal. So it was from I can't remember who it was. It wasn't from a kid. It was an adult avatar. So what we did instead is I put a bunch of coal together in a little bucket, and she actually had to go through each piece of coal because each piece of coal had something inside of it. So it was a fun little game for us to be able to play with her. And she got some nifty little things out of it too. So it turned out a really good way. Oh, there goes Roscoe and Art with their pushing war. Yeah, so if you see my dogs anywhere around town and Art happens to be nearby, um, make sure Art's not near water. Because if he is, he will end up in it. So they all like to have a little bit of fun with Art. I'm not sure what he fed them, but whatever it was that first day, he's stuck with them now. Bacon. You gave him bacon? That yeah, no. Don't even give him bacon at home. No, Art won't melt like the Wicked Witch of the West saw me, but they like to push him into the water. And it's not usually the shore either. Like they will push him until he's a good 15, 20 meters under the water. So nobody's even gonna be able to hear him if he could figure out how to ice Sealy scream for help. So yeah. We do have some things that are going to be coming up with the school. They are looking for staff right now, as well as a principal and a vice principal. So if you're interested in those roles, please do apply. We have some amazing teachers there, as well as some very interesting classes. So pop over there if you have children or if you are a child avatar and take a look. Um, they've got a winter formal coming up, and I'm sure Josie and Juliet have a few other things that they're going to be doing as well. They seem to have taken the reins, excuse me, on events whenever it comes to the school. So they should be fun and interesting. Art might have some insight into what's going on too because he's typing. Oh, winter formal is on December 18th. So there's that at 11 a.m. SLT. Yeah, it should be really fun. Everybody gets a chance to get dressed up, and sure at some point we'll do some ugly Christmas sweater thing and all that fun stuff. We'll make it a rule that all the mods have to walk around dressed like snowmen or Christmas trees. That should be interesting. I actually like that idea. KJ. I need KJ to answer. We're, we got to figure out how to get all of you in snowmen suits and Christmas trees. It'll be interesting. Oh, look, there we go. We can have a dog pool too. Oh, dog pool races. We should do that. Art, are you writing all these down? Yep, there we go. That'd be fun. We can set up a little trek, start you guys off at Lakeside, get the MCSO involved, make it like a department race. Pull in the DOJ and the hospital. Get the real yeah, go across the board, get the real estate agents involved, fire department, get events in there, maybe some of the teachers too. It'd be fun. It would be fair. The dogs would have to split. You'd only get one dog per department. You'd have to split them up. Maybe we can get that tiger back that we tranked a few months ago. They can pull a sleigh too. Oh, where's Con? Con's got her pups. We could use them too. See, we get it all figured out. And yes, I can split you up. It's a lot easier than you think. I just got to throw bacon one way. and throw an iced donut the other. Art says he does not need Roscoe pulling a his sled. That's probably a safe thing for you. Just keep some bacon on a stick out in front. That way he won't run you in water and you can control where the sled goes. All right, let's see if we've got any questions in Discord. Do not. Carrot says, "You guys had my back when I got sent out with the Red Cross. Thank you." We try because we know that we've got a lot of emergency workers and first responders that not only work for Cedar Creek in our IC departments, but also live in Cedar Creek. And there's no reason that you guys should ever have to worry about something going on in the world when you've got those extra real life responsibilities that need to be tended to. I mean, we can hold your job for as long as possible. We can't necessarily hold your rental indefinitely, but we will do everything we can to make sure that in-world stuff is taken care of. So, Cody says if you have questions, y'all need to get those questions in, or else Ray's going to keep rambling. Usually, I come up with some kind of list of stuff to go over for these things for when y'all don't have questions. December is like the busiest month in the world for me whenever it comes to real life, so there's no list today. Kind of bouncing off of whatever you guys type out. That way I can keep rambling until noon. Yeah, you got a friend in us, KJ. That's how it goes. We are not renaming this program Ray's Ramblings. Cedar Creek Live broadcast sounds much more appealing. No, no, no. Sorry, Cody. Oh, geez, Louise, Chaz, you and your pictures in Discord. Not even. Tommy's typing, so we give her a second, see what she's got to say. DOJ is still hiring, right, Cody? Y'all looking for you need public defenders. And if you're available Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Tuesdays and Thursdays are pretty well covered, but Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, if you're available those days and you have a desire to work with the Department of Justice, there's applications links on the website. So go ahead and send those in. If you have no training, it's perfectly fine. You don't need real life experience or current training to work in any of the departments in CC. They will all work with you to show you what you need to do. Um, while we do base things somewhat off real life, we also alter a lot of stuff so that it works with SL and specifically Cedar Creek. So what you've been trained on real life also isn't always going to translate in game. So keep that in mind as well. MCSO is hiring too. Let's leave the cough to me, Hartley. That's going to be a genuine cough here in a few minutes, probably. Uh, they are looking for deputies and will train you if you're interested in becoming detective. They are also looking for canine handlers. So if you guys are interested in doing that, I think that it would be fun learning how to work with one of our canines. They do have an extensive training program for that too, that Jezebel has OOCly helped them to come up with. So you'll get everything you need to be able to have a four-legged partner with you. I mean, you need to be 21 to work in the MCSO period. So, yes. It is possible. Josie asks if the handlers would end up in the water. So, it is possible that that could happen. It wouldn't be the first time that the MCSO has done a water rescue. If you're referring to Roscoe pushing you in, He only does that with people that he likes. The pups don't push people around that they don't like, so it is somewhat of a possibility. Goodbye and hello to whoever came in. Let's see who else is hiring. Everybody's piping up now. Events is hiring. Uh, with events, we're more looking. I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this because we have our community coordinators. So we're events is more looking for somebody who wants to do something that's specific to the youth. Whenever it comes to toddlers, young children, as well as the teenagers. Our community venue aspect is pretty well covered. Mari and Ayla are really good with doing their adult-oriented events, excuse me, and catering to the teens. So we really need to find somebody who is more youth focused whenever it comes to events. So if you're interested in that, then please make sure and go online and fill that out. Lucy will either interview you for that or I will because her and I kind of tag team when it comes to events. And we'll also give you all the training you need as well. If you're worried about not having decor for events, you're covered between Art and his helper, Allie. Between myself, Lucy, Mari, Ayla, and the people that we pull in every now and then, you will be more than covered when it comes to decor. And we also do have a reimbursement program whenever it comes to decor as well. If you are interested in hosting an event but don't want to become part of the events team, that is also possible. However, you need to send in an event request at least 2 weeks in advance. The reason for this is because our event coordinators are required to schedule up to 2 weeks in advance. And if you want to host something and they can rearrange what they've done, then they will do that. Or they can get with you and say, hey, this is what's going on. We don't have anything that day. Would it be possible for you to move your time? They can do one or the other. The other reason, too, is also to help prepare when it comes to notices, to make sure that somebody is there to help you with the hosting and to get flyers and things like that ready. Now, if you want to do an event, but you don't want the assistance of an event coordinator or don't need it, that's perfectly fine. You can put that in the event request and just note that the only thing you're requesting is for notices to be sent out. Those, we also try to stick to a 2 week in advance, but we'll push it to 1 week because of when we do our regular advertising for events. If you don't need any help at all, aren't looking for notices to be sent out to the general public, then you're more than welcome to host an event whenever you want, just like you've seen Wicked Spirits and the Diamonds place whenever they had it. But we're not going to reschedule town events to work around your event whenever you do something like that either. So you're then also competing with other areas in town for attendance, which is perfectly fine because everybody doesn't want to do the same thing. Just don't get upset about it whenever that happens. Okay, had to scroll back up and see what I missed. CCFD is hiring. Tucker's not here to open his mouth and say anything about it, so that's all the spit out you get for that. Uh, actually, RSD is here. He does work with the fire department. So any questions or anything you have, you may be able to send his way. But their applications are also on the website. They are looking for coverage for daytime and evening time as well. So make sure you get those in. And they will train you on every little thing. So you don't need any experience for that. Nim says, as part of the hospital, we are always hiring nurses and doctors. You don't need experience, and the atmosphere is hella laid back. It's very hard for me to use that word hella laid. It's one of Nim's favorite words. Um, as a crime boss, they are also looking for people who are interested in doing petty crimes and either working up to bigger ones or jumping straight out with a bigger one. The only thing we ask you to keep in mind is that Cedar Creek is a family-friendly role play community. We are not cracked in. We're not looking for things that are over the top and super extreme. So if you're interested in doing a bigger RP, whenever it comes to crime, please reach out to Nim with a note card about it first. She's not going to use anything she knows from that note card. I Sealy, so you won't have to worry about that. But as a moderator and a criminal, she'll know how far you can push those limits. And make sure you leave the evidence boxes. Evidence boxes are a must. If you don't have an evidence box, then your crime is pretty much pointless because there's nothing for the MCSO to follow up on. There's no information for the person who happens upon your crime scene to know what they're reporting. Because while SL is a visual game, RP is not necessarily a visual thing. RP is a written story. So what you see in front of you may not be everything that is there. So these evidence boxes are very important for detailing the things that cannot be physically seen in game. I think I covered all the departments. Josie says, speaking of RP, where do we get the sign saying RP is okay in our home? So, as a primary renter, whenever you pay the mailbox, it will send you a resident welcome packet. Inside the resident welcome packet, there is an RP sign in the note card for you to click on, and it will dump an RP sign folder into your inventory. And then that has the instructions and everything you need for the sign. It comes with a pre set note card. So the biggest things that we've experienced when it comes to RP in town are already listed there for you to put an X by if it's not allowed or to leave blank if it is. And then there's space for you to add extras if you want, as well as room at the bottom of the note card for you to put notes as well. There you go. Kate also says you can get that anytime by clicking your mailbox and selecting note card. Allison says, oh, I have one of those, but the ones you see are like for land impact. If you don't want your lot open to RP, for land impact is worth it. Sorry. Something else to keep in mind too, whenever it comes to RP and parceled lots, if you have privacy set on your lot, you have almost ultimately closed your lot to RP. Because if people can't see onto your lot, if people can't talk with anybody on that lot in chat, then your lot is not open to RP. Fire department will not show up. MCSO will not show up. If anybody crashes or whatnot, if anybody runs onto your lot, that RP is done. Because with privacy turned on, there's no way for them to communicate. So keep that in mind as well. No, we won't give you the texture for that. It's a HUD-based thing. If you own a shop in Cedar Creek, all commercial properties are considered open to RP. There is no commercial rental within Cedar Creek that should not be RPable. Commercial renters are considered, or commercial rentals are considered public property. The only thing anybody has to get permission for when it comes to RPing at a commercial property is if they want to burn it down. Other than that, it's an RP community. It's open for RP. The shops that have RP signs, the only ones that should are the public buildings, like the fire department, the public safety building, the hospital, Little Wanderers, and the school. Because there are certain things that are going to be allowed out in town that are not allowed because there's children involved, or because those department heads have decided that certain RPs will not be tolerated at their buildings. Because they technically they live in them. There's a lot of things that have to be accounted for. And we also can't have, since we try to keep things realistic, can't have a department being quote unquote blown up and inoperable for the sped up week that it would take to rebuild it and make it operational. So that's why our public buildings, our public safety buildings and stuff like that, that's why they have RP signs out in front of them. But they should be the only commercial properties that have one. Everything else should be open. Josie says that's why she has Brianna hopped up on Starbucks 24/7. While we're on the commercial and rental talk, any other questions, concerns, or whatnot about that? You post those in Discord, right, too, Carrot? By the way, for those of you that aren't in World, Carrot says I actually RP locking my shop each day. So if you're in Discord, we have a role play channel. Um, everybody, yeah, everybody can see the role play channel. If you are a shop owner and you do like Carrot where you RP locking your shop up at night, it's perfectly fine to just post it in World because just make sure you keep like a screenshot or whatever. So if anybody does say they tried to break into it, you can say, hold on, wait a second. Nope, I RP'd this. But another option is to also post it in the role play channel in Discord because then we also have the timestamp and it's easier for us to find if you've done that. So that way, it's just kind of like a backup system for you. It's not a requirement, it's just a suggestion so you have that extra step taken. Cody, can you make a note to get with the fire department? Just a note for me to get with the fire department on their fire alarm applications. Allison posts that she filled out a fire alarm request a while ago and hasn't heard anything back. So we will make sure and get with the fire department to find out what the holdup is on that and to get them on the move and getting those taken care of. Also keep in mind those fire alarm prims do not, Allison, you'll like this part, do not count toward your prim count. Fire department will only put as many as are necessary. So you don't have to worry about it counting against your prims, and I don't have to worry about them going crazy with the prims. Anything in Cedar Creek can have a fire alarm. Let me rephrase that just for people like Chaz, because I know there's more than just him out there who are going to have something to say about that. Any building in Cedar Creek could have a fire alarm. So all of our city departments or town departments buildings, they all have fire alarms in them. Any home can have a fire alarm in it, any apartment, any commercial rental, the warehouses. If I really wanted to be a stickler about it, we would put it in the small little train station we have. We don't have them in there, but we could. So anything that has some kind of building to go with it could have a fire alarm set up. Yeah, all you have to do is fill out the request. And with the request, there should actually be an option on there for commercial or residential. So just whichever one it is, you can mark that. I have a crash alarm hooked up to my vehicle. A crash alarm? I'm gonna need you to be a little more specific. So, uh, I would suggest lots of airbags. Actually, I would suggest just not driving, Carrot. You might want to do that. I'm gonna just not drive. Kira says she crashes often. Uber. Uber is fantastic. I believe we have a taxi company in town. You might want to take them. You can walk, you can bike, although you might crash the bike, so you might not want to do that. Maybe a horse. A horse is more apt to avoid obstacles. You can ride a horse around town. Yeah, let's not do the crashing. I mean, the MCSO loves our P, so does the CCFD, but yeah, no. What Next does sell bicycles. Josie says that they also have a bicycle reser that we have out in a couple of locations. I think one is in Pinewood at the park. Or Summer Romance. Thank you, Art. Yep, the other one is in Summer Romance. Josie says she's typing slow. Yeah, the What Next bicycles are pretty good. They usually disappear too after you get off of it, so I don't have too many that we have to go and collect around town. Every once in a while they have a little collision issue, but that's okay. We got about 6 minutes and then we'll be done. We're gonna cut things off at noon today. So any other questions you have, make sure you're getting those in. Allie, Allie Angel does an amazing job. If you ever go to one of Art's events, make sure you hover over some stuff. He's got a secret in his pocket, and her name is Allie Angel. She uh she is a key as to why his events are so awesome. They make a fantastic team, so you know you're always gonna have a good it's always gonna look good and you're always gonna have fun when the two of them get together on an event. We don't put an expectation for field date. Um, so I can't really answer that question for you, Josie. She asked if there was a timeline for when the principal and vice principal would be filled. We're not about just putting butts in the seats. We like to make sure we have the right people in positions. We find that whenever we don't put a timeline on that, then we it gives us time to either find somebody that we can groom for the position, or it gives us time to find somebody who is actually a good fit for the position. Um, whether can we just no, we're not making Chaz principal. Cody, you're fired. Position did not get filled. Chaz, you are not the principal. This is not happening. I don't want the school to burn down to the ground. I'm sorry. No, no, no. You're not really fired, Cody. There's too much work. I can't run this town without my people. Uh, Andrew has a question. Job fairs. So we've gone over this question several times. Actually, Andrew, your department heads will have the answer for this as well. We do not do a job fair during the winter. There's too much going on with everybody's real life in the holiday season. Other than that, we do job fairs in March, June, and September. We do them once a quarter, with the exception of the winter quarter. So, yep, March, June, and September. The departments are more than welcome to hold their own individual job fairs during the winter, but for me to coordinate getting a large scale one done and running it for the few days that we do during the holiday season is just impossible. And to expect that all of you who are within those departments that show up to the job fairs to be able to come together in one place in the middle of the holiday season when everybody's running for work and shopping and real life get-togethers is just not fair. So we don't do the large one in winter, but we do them March, June, and September. You're welcome, Allie. If at any point you ever decide that you want to be your own coordinator, you let us know. You will not be getting the principal tag, Chaz. It's not happening. I don't micromanage, but I will micromanage that. No, you were not. He doesn't even work for the school. Cody kicks him out of the group. God bless. Y'all are killing me. Don't make me have to send Nim and the dogs after you. Both Cody and Chaz. Joseph's like, I'm sorry I asked. It's not, see, this is why we like having Chaz around though, because at some point he's going to figure out how to make it lighthearted. It might center around him, but it gives everybody a good laugh and we all have fun with it. It's when he's the royal pain in my ass that we don't have fun with that, but those are just speed bumps. The majority of the time, he's just great to have around. So it's okay. Cody, apparently you still have a debt to pay to Nim. Carrot's digging a muzzle out for Chaz. No, I don't need a muzzle for him. He knows when he hits that limit. Tone and everything changes. He's good. All right. Does anybody have any other questions? Let me check Discord. Nothing. No, Chaz. Dude, I'm ignoring you. You're done. And now I fired you. Cody has officially hired and fired Chaz. You didn't even get to hold your position for 30 minutes. Nim thanks everyone for being here and wishes everybody a great holiday season. If you need her for moderator or criminal questions, concerns, or whatnot, just message her. If she's not online, send a note card. She's really good at checking those. You guys need anything for real estate, Cage Man, for events, Arch Your Man, or message myself or submit an events request. Moderator wise, you can also hit up, that just sounded so country. God's bless. You can also hit up Sassy, KJ, or Roscoe. If you have any canine questions revolving around the MCSO or just being an animal in CC in general, you can hit up Jezebel. We're going to make her work since she came up here today. And if you have any DOJ questions, hit up Cody. He will be more than happy to help you. He does not work for the school, though, so do not hit him up about principal. All right, guys, we thank everybody for coming out today and for listening, and we look forward to doing our next one with you probably close to the end of January. So, everybody, have a good one. Thanks. All right, I'm about to allow everybody to speak. So, if you don't want to do that, then please make